No, your eyes do not deceive you. I am actually back with a video. It's about freaking time. Oh my god, I got sick a couple weeks ago. Then my computer decided to take a massive diarrhea dump and be a piece of crap for the last week and a half. But it's fixed now, so hopefully nothing goes wrong. Barring nothing goes wrong, I can actually release this video. Cross my fingers, knock on wood, whatever. But yeah, the truth is, I'm back with a video, and it's actually for a review of a movie that I saw a couple weeks ago. So yeah, it's a little bit late, but you know what? Better late than never, right? Mother. Mother is directed by Darren Aronofsky, and it stars Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. And basically what this movie is it's about this couple living in this house, and then these two other people showed up, and then stuff gets a little weird from there, and a bunch of events ensue. And keep in mind, guys, this review is going to contain spoilers because I have a lot to say about it, and it's hard to say everything that I want to say about it without spoiling it. So, yeah, this is your final spoiler alert. So if you don't want to, or if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want to see any spoilers, I would suggest you don't watch this review. But if you don't care for spoilers, or if you don't care about spoilers or anything like that, then go ahead and watch this review. But yeah, this is your final spoiler warning. So with that being said, let's get right into Mother. I was actually really looking forward to Mother for one main reason, and that is Darren Aronofsky. He's done some really good movies in the past, like Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, Pi, and of course Black Swan, which came out back in 2010. Noah, I wasn't too huge a fan of, and I didn't really like The Fountain, but other than that, I've either really liked or loved all of Darren Aronofsky's films, so I had pretty high hopes going into this one, mainly because of his track record. And I saw the trailers, and I thought the trailers looked really good. I actually thought they looked really good. It looked like a psychological thriller done 100% right, unlike a certain other film which came out earlier. Unforgettable. But yeah, this looked like a psychological thriller done right. And I will say, there's one thing I did really like about this movie, and that is Javier Bardem. I thought Javier Bardem gave a really good performance, and his character made the most sense, and I could kind of see where his character was coming from at times. He does get a little bit crazy, but again, I can kind of see where he's coming from. But yeah, he does give the best performance in the movie for sure, and he's easily the most compelling character, so there's that. Alright, I guess instead of beating around the bush, I should just say it. I hated this movie. I hated it. Hated it, hated it, hated it. This movie is garbage. It sucks. Let's go over the reasons why, shall we? Alright, first off, Jennifer Lawrence. Oh my god. I don't get all the love for her. I really don't. Like, not just in this movie, but other movies as well. Like, other than Silver Linings Playbook and the first two of the newer X-Men films, First Class and Days of Future Past, I haven't liked her in a single movie. I didn't like her in the Hunger Games films at all, especially Mockingjay. Oh my god, that was unbearable. But yeah, Mockingjay and, what was that other film she was in? Winter's Bone or something like that? Didn't like her in that. Wasn't a fan of her in Joy, and I'm definitely not a fan of her here. I thought her performance was way too over the top. It was, or actually not over the top, I should say, but bland. She was bland as hell. Like, hey, Elle Fanning from the Neon Demon Cult, she wants her blandness back. You know what I mean? She was like that. Except arguably worse than that. But yeah, you get the point. Jennifer Lawrence is not good in this movie. I don't get the Oscar love that she's been getting for this movie. And she's probably going to get nominated because, you know, the Oscars freaking love her. I mean, they nominated her for Joy, so why not nominate her for this one as well? But yeah, if she gets an Oscar nomination, I'm going to lose my mind because I hated her in this movie. She was not good. She really wasn't. I don't get the love for her. And I don't think she's that attractive either. Sorry, Double Nine, but I really don't. But, yeah, moving on from that. Up next, we have Darren Aronofsky's direction. I really don't know where the hell he was trying to go with this movie. I really don't. Actually, I do know where he went, because from what I've heard, he wrote the script in 5 days, and basically the reason he wrote the script was so that he could express his frustrations over what's going on in the world. Like, dude, for God's sakes, don't bring politics into this. It's a movie. It's not freaking politics, and it's not about the world. Just focus on making a damn good movie. But, yeah. Yeah, the fact that he wrote it in 5 days, it really shows in this movie. The dialogue's awful. Like, there are no good lines in this movie at all. It's stupid. Some of the characters are way too over the top. Michelle Pfeiffer and Ed Harris. Oh my god. Especially Pfeiffer. She was the worst. Couldn't stand her in this movie. Her character was god-awful. The things she did to Jennifer Lawrence in this movie are just downright creepy. And not in a good way. Like a stalker creepy kind of way. Yeah. This is trying to be a stalker movie, but it doesn't seem to know really what it wants to be. Like, does it want to be a stalker movie? Does it want to be a psychological horror film? By the way, it's marketed as a horror film, but it's not, because it's not scary at all. Like, nothing really happens for the first hour of this movie anyway, so why bother? Really. I mean, there's no scares in this movie at all. It's not scary. The production design, I think, is cheap looking. It's really cheap looking. This movie doesn't really use a lot of CGI, but still, when it does, it's very cheap looking, and it's freaking noticeable. But the worst part about this movie for me, the second worst thing about this movie. I'll get to the worst thing when I talk about the third act of this movie. Oh my god, we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah. Oh my god. The cinematography. The way this movie is shot is so pretentious. Like most of the shots in this movie are like close-ups like this of Jennifer Lawrence's face, or like maybe a side or back of the head shot, like something along the lines of this. That's 95% of this movie. Like, Darren, we get it. She's your girlfriend. Because, yeah, J-Law and Aronofsky are dating. But, yeah, we get it. Don't be freaking Paul W.S. Anderson and have a desire to film your girlfriend, like, so super close and in slow motion. Actually, he doesn't shoot it in slow motion, but still, you know what I mean. I'm comparing him to Paul W.S. Anderson. Like, come on. For God's sakes, just act. I want to be able to tell what the hell is going on, but you can't do that because the camera is always this close to Jennifer Lawrence's face. But yeah, moving on from that. By the way, this is some of the worst cinematography I've seen all year. I'm not even kidding. But the third act of this movie, like the first hour and 20 minutes or so, I thought was just really boring. Like nothing really happens. Yeah, Ed Harris and Michelle Pfeiffer show up, but they don't. I mean, they're just creeping on Jennifer Lawrence, and like they're taking Javier Bardem out for hikes or some crap like that. But yeah, really, where everything goes, like just takes a sharp nosedive, is the third act of this movie. It is unbearable to watch. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm going to go over the third act in detail. So again, spoiler alert. I haven't really gotten into any spoilers yet, but yeah, spoiler alert once again. So the third act of this movie, basically, Javier Bardem, earlier in the movie, he wrote this poem or book or whatever it is, and he's trying, and like people are fans of him. Javier Bardem's an author in this movie, by the way. But yeah, like people start showing up at the house, and Jennifer Lawrence is trying to get everything under control because things start getting out of control, and then it like turns into a freaking war zone. Like people are blowing stuff up. There's cops all over the place, and people with like riot shields and other crap like that. like, and soldiers, like, and people are shooting other people. Like, oh, there's another actress in this movie. I'm not gonna say. Actually, I will say who she is. It's Kristen Wiig. I didn't even know she was in the movie until I saw it, but yeah, when she's in this movie, like, there's a scene where I'm pretty sure it's her, but she, like, there's these people, like, with bags over their head. They're lying down on the ground, and she just shoots them. No explanation at all as to why she's doing this. Like, this whole movie, like, has no explanation to it at all. And then we get to the part where this movie pulls a Nicholas Winding Refn and pulls a freaking neon demon on me to the point where I actually got up out of my seat, walked over to the side of the theater near the exit because I was contemplating whether or not I should walk out of this thing. And the only reason I didn't walk out of this thing is because there were like 13 minutes left in the movie. This was at like the hour and 47-minute mark. So I just decided to stick it out and just deal with it for the last 30 minutes so I could actually give a review of this movie for you guys. But yes. So basically, Jennifer Lawrence's character, she was pregnant throughout like most of the third act of this movie, and she has her baby, right? And Javier Bardem wants to hold her, but Jennifer Lawrence doesn't trust him for whatever reason, because I guess there's too many people in the house, and he's like, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. Yeah, it makes no sense. But yeah, he wants to hold the baby because, you know, he's their father. Makes sense, right? But Jennifer Lawrence doesn't want him to hold the baby because she's afraid something bad's going to happen. But eventually, Javier Bardem does get a hold of the baby, and he takes it outside, and then the crowd manages to get a hold of it, and this is where Jennifer Lawrence starts panicking because she knows something's going to go wrong, and sure enough, something does go wrong, and the baby is brutally mutilated, basically, just like completely destroyed. And then like it has a close-up of the baby's skeleton, right? And then the next scene, it just shows people eating the flesh of this baby. I'm not even kidding. I'm not making this up. This actually happens in the movie. It pulls a neon demon. Like, remember in the Neon Demon, if you've seen that movie, where I think Elle Fanning's character, she gets shoved into a pool and killed, and like the other models start eating her, and then like no, one model spits up an eyeball, another model picks it up and eats it and walks away, and the movie ends. Yeah, something very similar happens in this movie, except the movie doesn't end. That's the whole third act of this movie for you. It's wild, but not in a good way. And then, of course, there's these stupid, pretentious, garbage BS metaphors. Don't even get me started on that. Like the whole heart in the house thing. Like, oh, the house is alive. The house is made to represent the earth. And, like, everything that goes on is made to represent, like, what's going on in the world. Like, all the wars and all the massacres and all the things like that. Like, everything that's wrong with the world is happening inside this house. And then, like, another character, and then, like, one of the characters, like, blows up this tank to try and blow up the house and end everything. And somehow, Javier Bardem, he's standing close to this tank. Like, there's fuel leaking out of it. Jennifer Lawrence is about to light it on fire. She blows it up. Javier Bardem survives. Not a scratch on him. Yeah, it makes no sense. And then Jennifer Lawrence's body is, like all deformed and all this crap and, like, all burnt. And then Javier Bardem, like, takes her heart out. And apparently that restores everything. Like, explain to me, movie. This makes no sense. And yeah, like, I get the fact that it's the earth and all this other, and like everything that's wrong with it. I get that part. And I get that Javier Bardem is like Jesus. I guess that's why he survived the explosion. But yeah, oh my god. Aronofsky, why did you bring this into a movie? You should have just put your political bullcrap aside and focus on actually making a good movie, for God's sake. Because this movie is not a good movie. It's awful. It's terrible. It's borderline unwatchable. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, screw you, Chris Stuckman, because Yeah, this is one of those movies that divides critics and audiences. Like, it has like a 68% rating on Rotten Tomatoes with the critics, but on audience it has like a 40, 41 or something like that. And it got an F on CinemaScore. And here's what Mr. Stuckman had to say about that. He's like, in one of his tweets, he's like, Mother got an F on CinemaScore. And then he's like, think about it. Screw you! Screw you. You know what that tells me? That tells me that he's just saying that, oh, you just didn't get it. You just didn't get it. There's a deeper meaning behind this. Screw you. I got the movie. The problem is it didn't work because everything that was going down on screen was borderline cringeworthy. I'm dead serious. This movie is bullcrap. It's boring. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Darren Aronofsky has created a travesty upon cinema. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. I mean, oh my god. I don't know how this movie has such a high rating. It has a higher rating than another movie I'm going to be reviewing pretty soon, which I'll get to later. Oh my god. But yeah, let's just move on before I bust a blood vessel. Oh my god. So yeah, Mother is awful. It's awful. I was looking forward to it. Wow. Just wow. With all the pretentious metaphorical garbage bullcrap in this movie. And then you have like all this other unexplained bullcrap and the shaky cam cinematography that's close up to Jennifer Lawrence's face where you can't even tell what the hell's going on for 95% of the movie. And oh my god. And just all this other stupid nonsensical garbage that's going on. Nothing's really explained. Like, I got what the movie was going for, but the problem is it didn't work. I go by what's based off screen, and what I saw on screen while watching this movie, I really didn't like. So yes, guys, I can't recommend that you go see Mother. It's probably one of the biggest disappointments of the entire year. It sucks because I love Aronofsky, but with this, he turned into Nicholas Winding Refn, and he pulled a Neon Demon. So I can't forgive this movie for something like that. Even though Javier Bardem is good in it, he's not nearly good enough to save this movie. So yes, you probably can see where I'm going with this. I'm going to give Mother a 19% rotten rating. That is a big F. Yes, I'm sorry, guys, but I hated this movie that much. If you like this movie, fine. You can like this movie all you want. Feel free to leave your explanation down in the comments below as to why you liked it. Just don't be a pretentious snob about it and say like, oh, you just didn't get it. This movie wasn't made for you, or all this other pretentious crap that some people have said to me in the last couple weeks. Don't be that guy. Be someone who like can have a friendly, civil debate about a movie and like give your reasonings based on what's on the screen. I had a couple weeks ago, I was on a podcast with my good buddy Diego. Like, I was with him and his friend Andrew, and we're talking about the movie, and he loved it. He loved it. Obviously, I didn't. Or he and Andrew both loved it, but obviously I didn't. But the thing is, we had a very civil conversation about it. We didn't insult each other's intelligence. We didn't insult each other's opinions or anything like that. We just had a nice civil debate / talk, whatever you want to call it, about the movie. We didn't go after each other in any other way than that. So yes, it is possible to have a civil debate about a movie. Like, go back and watch that podcast. It's the top 5 Javier Bardem films, and I was explaining Mother and why it was my worst Javier Bardem film. So yeah, follow that example if you want to talk to me about the movie. Okay, it's really not that hard. So yeah, that's my review of Mother. What did you guys think of Mother? Make sure to leave down in the comments below what you thought of the movie. If you liked it, again, feel free to leave an explanation. If you didn't like it, then Awesome, you're on my side. But yeah, that's it for my review. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for more reviews to come in the future. I'm going to have reviews of Kingsman: The Golden Circle and A Ghost Story coming out within the next couple days. And I still need to catch up on some movies. I still need to see American Assassin. I still need to see Stronger. I still need to see Battle of the Sexes. I still need to see Lego Ninjago movie. And I want to see American Made. But yes, those are some of the reviews you can expect to come out. I don't know if I'm going to review all of those movies on my channel. But make sure to stay tuned because you will see reviews of some of those movies. American Made, Kingsman, and Ghost Story you'll definitely see on here. So make sure to stay tuned for that. So that is it for now. Until next time, once again, my name is the California Cougar. And always remember to stay California cool. Peace.